the biggest crime story in quite a while, actually.
A long time. This is huge.
The architect who's been found, arrested for the Gilgo Beach as the Gilgo Beach serial killer, although they've only arrested him for 3 of the murders.
Or Long Island serial killer.
Yeah, stop changing the name on it. No one knows where Gilgo Beach is.
Wait, who named it Gilgo Beach? That's a stupid name.
That's the actual beach, the killing field or whatever. But, I mean, everybody who knows any true crime podcast has heard this story. They call it LISK, Long Island serial killer, whatever you want to call it. This was the big serial killer who was loose, we never knew who it was, and we assumed he was still alive because these murders aren't that old.
And he was still frequenting prostitutes. Yeah. And he was on all these dating apps, too, thinking he was hot. He thinks he's hot. I really think he does. Because he's huge. He's like 6'5" or something.
6'6", yep.
And he's
a load.
He's heavy set. He's a load. He's a total load.
He lurches around when he walks.
You can tell he thinks he's hot. He's taking selfies in the mirror and stuff. It's like, get out of here.
Drew, the profile pictures he used for the dating apps and stuff, Craigslist, are like the worst pictures I've ever seen. Look at that. Look at the glare off the camera. His big fat gut.
But the other
greasy fucking hair.
Don't you think the other one?
That one too. Yikes.
Those are filters. He's using filters on that, isn't he?
He looks like Bob Bashar in that picture.
He does. He really does. The hairline, everything.
I bet he's got sebum too.
I think so.
What's funny is what chick is going to look at that and get wet?
Right.
I don't know. I think somebody
none.
Oh, he looks like he's successful and he's an architect. Money. Oh my God.
Dream job.
But
wow.
Come on, dude. Retake that photo.
A big important factor of this story is this guy is hulking. He is 6'6". He is massive. He's not in good shape or anything, but he's just so big that he can overpower all these young, smaller women who are the victims.
Yes, and he's creepy as fuck. The neighbors just couldn't stand him. They told their kids to stay away from him. Criminologists predicted, by the way, that the person committing the Gilgo Beach or Long Island serial killer would be a lot like this guy. He would be married, well-educated, financially secure, well-organized, kind of fastidious, and he would live near the bodies. And every one of those things turned out to be true.
Yep.
So the criminologists, they were doing handsprings. They were so excited. People that worked with him said he was overly detail oriented. He was very nerdy. He sounded like an asshole.
He sounded like a real asshole to work with.
He was knowledgeable, but just annoying and creepy. Everyone used the term creepy, and they linked him by his Chevy Avalanche, which they also predicted he would own a nice big car. His cell phone records tied him to locations of the murders, and his DNA. They keep showing that pizza box that he murdered that pizza. Yeah. That pizza looks like it's been murdered. Honestly,
and he's the only suspect.
It's just it looks like he just went in and went, and there's just a few pieces odd pieces like, ew, who ate that pizza? I mean, that's the first thing I thought of was gross. Who ate that pizza? Look at that box.
No accomplices for that pizza. I mean, that was all his doing. And why did he throw it away outside? He should have thrown it. If he's so smart, you throw it away in the garbage of your work so he'll never find out it was you and it'll all be mixed up.
Big mistake, because that's where the DNA came from. And the most incredible thing in this story is he allegedly murdered Melissa Bartholomew and then used her phone to call her parents and taunt them. Can you imagine how fucking horrifying that would be? That's one of the worst things I've ever heard. He did it, though, from his Manhattan office.
Yeah,
and
but with the burner phone.
Pinged the burner phone as being right near his Manhattan office. Well, no, he used her phone.
That's right. Yep.
Phone.
Yep.
He did use burner phones, though, too, and he also had some Google searches that were very suspicious. Like, why can't the police figure out where that Long Island murderer guy was using the burner phone from?
That's exactly how you would type it, looking at that load.
It was approximately like that. It wasn't far off.
Yeah. They also, do you know they found like his wife's DNA on one of the victims?
Yeah.
One of her hairs. So obviously, but I would think from the car.
Probably, although I saw people going, arrest the wife! Why is the wife arrested?
Except every time a girl goes missing, the wife was out of town.
Okay.
Which is, that's why he did it, right? Easier to get away with it.
Question about the reward, because I believe that the person who initially tipped off people that either it was hey, it was this vehicle, or the person that led to the arrest was a pimp who was questioned last
Really?
year. So I'm wondering if
He can get out of the business.
I'm wondering if this pimp gets the reward money because his information, even though it took a year,
And
his
then arrest
information
him
led
for
to
being a pimp.
Will he invest in his prostitutes or will he leave the business? I mean, what if he really really invested in his prostitutes, paid them more, got them better dressed?
Well, yeah, he'll invest.
Got them a nice place to live.
Once a pimp, always a pimp, right?
This story is incredible because anybody who listens to any true crime podcast, they have covered this story.
It is one of the great unsolved crimes in America. And the thing that I think fascinated most people of all was to see on Twitter that Billy Baldwin immediately came out to point out that he was in my class. So it's probably the biggest bloop possibly ever.
The early
that could have been me.
The early stories were that he went to the same school as Alec Baldwin. So Billy's like, I was actually in his class. He's trying to one up his brother.
Alec and I are years apart. He was in my class.
It's really, really weird. Going back to calling the one victim's sister with her phone.
Yeah.
She was 16 too, the sister.
Oh,
and none of the calls lasted more than 3 minutes because that apparently is the time frame that you can trace it by, I guess. So they say,
Jesus.
because he repeatedly did it. So they would wait for that phone call. And so there was a story from a criminal profiler who's basically saying he must have watched CSI. What? What? Really? That's the quote from Louis Schlesinger. He said,
"Who doesn't?
Huh?
I mean, who doesn't know something about crime from watching TV?
Well, like
or
you
movies?
said, he Googles everything too.
CIS with kids.
Yeah, but you got to be careful about Googling stuff if you're actually doing stuff like that.
No,
if anyone ever sees my searches, holy shit, am I in trouble?
Yeah, but that's all show prep. I mean,
That's true.
This guy can't say that. He's just an architect turd.
What's the YouTube video you said he made?
Oh, he did an interview, which...
Who would interview him?
Some French guy from Bonjour Realty.
Why? Because he's a shitty architect?
Which has about 4,500 subscribers. To
we interview shitty architects in America.
4.63 thousand subscribers. This one video alone is up to 381,000 views.
Wait, how many subscribers?
4,000.
That's less than we have by half.
Yeah, but we don't. We need to interview a murderer before they murder somebody because now this one is just blown up and this guy's making so much money.
It's annoying as fuck that somebody with so few subscribers would get that many views. What bullshit luck.
And now
that's bullshit luck.
Bullshit luck. maybe he helped commit some of the murders.
And what's a scarf? This guy, look at that.
Well, he's
scarf.
French. He's French. What do you expect?
Oh God,
this guy right there. Look at him.
You're interviewing the biggest loser, and you're wearing a scarf like you're cool.
I really wish we knew how many views this had before they knew that this guy was the murderer. Because there's no way it was more than like 3.
No, you're right.
Because now everybody wants to see him.
So this brings directly to my first question. So, can you explain to our audience?
Now, once again, they're talking about something nobody cares about.
Architecture?
Yeah. And this guy goes way in depth.
What is it that you do? Not the architect part of your business, but the other part of the business, which is my understanding that you're kind of a facilitator with the Department of Building.
Look
is
at
that
my man.
correct?
Zero.
Tell us.
That's correct.
So arrogant.
But much more.
Okay.
What I do troubleshooting, architectural troubleshooting.
He is
and
Bob
negotiations
Bashara, isn't
with
he?
the building department.
Okay.
What I mean by that is
he's going to go into way too much detail according to everyone.
The building department, handle your filings.
Beautiful accent.
I have other clients who are a lot of other architects, and we'll handle their interactions with the building department, especially out of city.
Did he kill these women with boredom?
Because they're a little afraid of the
It's
city.
very possible.
And
is this anything close to what he asked him? I wouldn't even know. I'm so dreamweaver already.
Well, he's explaining what he does.
I get the phone call.
Gotcha.
Whether it's an old building and they need somebody that understands and can maneuver the 1938 building code.
How long is this interview?
Building code.
How long do you think the interview is?
I'm going to guess it's like 24 minutes.
I've actually used the 1901 old tenement laws
20 minutes.
Okay.
Here in the city of New York, and you can legally do so.
Boring.
That's one of the little things.
You know when the guy answers with, "Oh wow," it's not a good. He's not interested.
The building codes.
Yeah.
They never read the administrative
So excited to be the subject of the interview.
Bob Bashara needs to play this guy.
Play it back. I got to know why this guy's laughing so hard. I have to know what it is that made him laugh so hard.
He's laughing because the guy finally finished his
The
statement.
building codes.
Yeah.
They never read the administrative section.
They really never read it. What a bunch of suckers!
What decided you to launch?
Why wouldn't they read those? Oh my
That's so stupid.
I just wanted. I'll jump to. Let's see. I'm just going to jump in the middle
God.
here, where he's probably over-explaining something.
Is there a most replayed? Do they have most replayed on this?
I don't see it. I don't see it on here. Here, do you, let me know.
There's nothing anyone would want to replay.
The end is fucking great, though. I'll get to that. Well, here we are, just in the middle of it. Let's see what he's yapping about.
Through an exit stair. That generally is not a good idea.
You don't want to do that by an exit stair.
But I'm not even in your field.
And we're talking a 20-something story building.
Oh yeah.
Even
He thinks he's so endearing.
The architect who I was working with at the time, I called him, didn't answer. I called him.
So I murdered
called him
him
4 or 5 times. He finally picks up the phone because he happened to be at Passover dinner. And I told
God, the
him
way people
what
We
was
needed that
going on.
detail.
People big
All I
stuffing
got
is
was
just the
dead
most
silence.
bizarre
and
thing, isn't it?
Oh my God.
Okay.
Now, you would think, how do you solve this
how
without
do you solve
tearing
that?
everything
I'll do you.
apart?
Tell us.
Yeah.
Tell us that answer.
Meet with the commissioner of Manhattan Building Department,
Okay.
and I start negotiating how to do this.
Oh my God, you're so smart.
Okay.
And I
guy's
got
so
very
uninterested.
creative.
How is he not
With-
asleep?
First, you have to address, I got flammable liquid, combustible liquid in my stair. Not good. Can I separate it from the stair?
Look at the reaction shot.
That was
shot is-
question
reaction shot
one.
is like,
Second
when is he
question
going to be
is,
done
do
talking?
you
As
still have
clueless
enough
as we are.
room for the legal means of egress in the stair?
Oh, we're on to
You have to
egresses.
maintain
Okay,
Thank God he
great.
brought up
minimum
egress. Something
minimum
exciting.
capacities to get everybody out.
Yeah.
So this became a mixing of building code,
those poor girls.
negotiation, the use of modern products.
Oh my God! Can you imagine? I wonder how he tried to make himself appear to be Mr. Big Stuff with these prostitutes. I wonder what he said.
Oh, I'm sure he spun some.
Yeah, I built the World Trade Center. Of course, it got knocked down, but I built the Empire State Building too.
They called him to describe him as an ogre because of his body type and being 6'6".
He's a
that
total
big.
oaf,
And
yeah.
plus, I found the picture.
Oh, look at the pizza box. Doesn't that
sorry,
pizza
Mark.
looks murdered? Doesn't it? I'm
sorry, Mark.
Seriously,
But yes,
I think
it looks-
someone should be arrested. Can you put it up on this? Someone
sorry.
should be arrested for this pizza.
Insane. He went. The box is broken. And everything.
No, that charge needs to be added. That's scary. Jesus.
Gross.
Was the ending anything worth watching?
Sorry, Mark.
No, it's all right.
No, that's really scary. That's the scariest part of the story.
Yeah, I like the way
pizza box.
this French guy signs.
Pizza
up.
box is destroyed too. He's cracked it, and look at that.
He probably called Domino's to taunt them after he murdered that pizza.
Excellent results. And at the end of the project, whatever
of course there
piece
are
of
excellent results,
furniture
'cause you're
or what I'm working on, it always helps it come out beautifully.
Okay, great. So
Okay,
you will
great.
be
Are we done?
Kind of that kind of hammer for your business. That's what you're saying. That doesn't exist. That's what you will be.
Sometimes I have to be the heavy framing hammer.
Which he loves. He
Other
loves being
times
a
I'm the lightweight hammer just to.
This is the
nudge
easiest
things
laugh
along.
factory ever.
All right. I guess it's a hammer. We got it. That's it, folks. That was Rex, owner, founder of RH Consultant. So if you have any building regulatory issues,
Watch
please
for his
contact
coolest
him.
moment ever.
It's probably going to solve your issues, okay? Guys, you know the drill. Comment, share, like,
Oh, are you
subscribe.
kidding?
Subscribe.
No,
Very
thumbs down.
important. But in the meantime, it's
Selfie time.
selfie time.
He's great at selfies.
Oh Jesus!
Puts on dark
Christ.
sunglasses.
You have the most boring.
Ready?
Oh my God! You guys are
in
so
the world.
cool.
3.
They look like a couple.
Can you smile?
That is.
Look like me and Mike on Titanic. Didn't it look like Mike and I on the Titanic? A little bit.
How about that ending? He's like, "Can you smile?" I am.
I stand by this statement here.
You have the most boring haircut in the world.
That is a really greasy haircut.
Sebum.
He is so Bashara-esque.
Oh
That
yeah,
is
that's the
weird.
first thing when I saw him. I'm like, that reminds me, but his attitude reminds me of Bashara. Although, dare I say, this guy's a little more accomplished than Bob Bashara.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah, Bob's claim to fame was the success of his wife.
Well, no, Bob had that house rental business that he really did a great job in. And he had, remember, the handyman, he was cutting deals with him, gave him that Cadillac that had to be pushed.
He was great at building dungeons, though.
Handyman work.
He was a dungeon architect.
That's right, he built the dungeon.
Oh, God. Look at these selfies at the end here. Hang on, let me back it up. Oh, God. I thought the video was over,
God.
and then he just puts up all the selfies together.
God, are they cool?
You know,
could they pick up chicks?
Hey, should we call his phone and see if it still works?
Yes. Why not?
And the numbers up
Let's hear his message.
Land of you. Did you see? I'll write it down for you, Brandon.
Thanks. I can't see.
Let's hear his shitty message.
Hey, I'm out murdering right now. But if you want an asshole to deal with, give me a call. Leave a message. I'll return your call.
This is a big deal, man. These murders have gone unsolved, and there were, from everything I've listened to, because I've listened to multiple podcasts about it, they had no true leads. They didn't know.
I think, but it seems like they had more.
Hold back.
They had a good idea of, well, like Drew said, of who this person was going to be.
See if the phone works.
I love hearing from the neighbors. Drew, you mentioned some of them.
Yeah.
We have a number too for a guy who is really mad because a couple of years ago he staged a car accident and sued his girlfriend for $5 million.
He sued his own. Wait, the guy, the neighbor's girlfriend?
Yeah, Rex sued the neighbor's girlfriend for
Your call has been forwarded to the voicemail for RH Consultants. No one is available to take your call.
Dang it, I want to
At the tone, please record your message.
I'll leave a message.
When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press the pound key for more options.
Hi, this is Drew. Is this RH Consultants? I was just reading that one of the architects, I think is one of the main ones, has been arrested for murder. So I don't know if you want to maybe change your message or something, because a lot of people will probably be calling about it. But if you haven't seen the story yet, you'll probably be seeing it really soon. It might be weird when you go to work. Anyway, thanks. See ya.
Hey, can I ask a dumb question?
Yeah.
If you owed RX Consulting, like, I don't know, 10 grand, do you have to pay it now?
Well, yeah, you still have to pay it.
Well, I mean, but he's the only
if
proprietor.
you did the work.
But he's the only proprietor.
I wouldn't pay.
Well, I don't think murder gets you out of paying for services rendered. He
Your
needs money
Honor,
for his defense.
Your Honor, I'm not paying him. He murdered people.
Everybody's entitled to a defense.
Oh, fine. Jeez.
Let's call the neighbor.
Yeah,
the neighbor's girlfriend got pimped for the car accident.
Yeah, I'll read this.
Don't tell me this guy jumped in front of a car because he can't jump.
Well, he jumped in air quotes. So it was a stage accident. He didn't even get hurt, insisted Steve Von During of Heuermann. That's Rex Heuermann is the murderer, by the way.
With the neighbor's girlfriend.
Oh, I'm glad
he staged himself being in the accident, but she wasn't part of it, right?
Huh?
She wasn't part of it, was she?
No. I mean, she technically hit him. The Long Island architect claimed,
I think her reactions are really slow, I got to say.
Well, she's old, right? They're in their 70s, first of all.
I was picturing some young girl.
He claimed it left him seriously hurt when she struck him with a car on a rainy night, January 2017, as he walked home from Massapequa train station. He sought $5 million from the Supreme Court, filed records against her. He said, the neighbor says, she just tapped him. He didn't even fall down, and he sued.
Oh, I hate people like this.
It was one of 4 lawsuits like that he had filed.
I hate him more for this than for the murdering. I hate fucking people who scam insurance companies. I fucking hate them.
I'd rather be scammed than murdered, but
I know. I'm just reacting.
It's
emotional.
In each of these 4 cases,
very emotional right now between the kidnapping people and
that poor pizza.
Yeah.
In each case, he claimed he was hit by a car and injured and sought $5 million in each single case.
How many cases were there?
This guy, the neighbor, even went to...
What's the neighbor's name?
Steve.
Stever?
I hung up on him. Damn it.
He once accompanied O'Sullivan, that's the girlfriend, to the hearing of the case and claims that he was making up lies. He couldn't even use his arm. He said his arm was bad. His back was bad. He couldn't go up and down a ladder.
Hello?
Steve.
Yeah.
Hey, Steve, it's the Drew and Mike show. We were just talking about this horrible neighbor and what he did to your girlfriend with this this fake car lawsuit.
Yeah. Who is this?
This is the Drew and Mike show in Detroit.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have a minute?
Well, no, my girlfriend.
Don't listen to her. Whoever said no comment, just ignore that.
Is that Barbara?
We are completely on your side. We feel terrible for what happened to Barbara. And
here, tell Barbara here.
Okay, I will.
Where's the pants here?
Detroit show, talk show.
Hello?
Barbara, I just want to say I'm so sorry you were a victim of this this awful person, Rex, and with this car accident, and we were just talking about it. And
who are you?
This is Drew from Detroit, from the Drew and Mike Show. It's the Red Shovel Network, and we're talking about true crime today.
I'm sorry. I have no comment.
No, you can comment because we're on your side. We're appalled that this person not only murdered people, but he then ripped you off by staging this accident. How did he stage it?
No, I can't. I don't want to talk about it. It's just like
I know, but we want to.
Oh, and I don't want to really be involved in anything.
Do you wish you really would have hit him and maybe saved some lives?
No, I'm sorry. No comment.
Wait, why I don't understand. I want to talk about it, but you don't. Why do you trump me every time? What's the deal with that?
What?
Well, I don't understand. We really were excited. We have 3 people that want to talk about it, and then you're just trumping us because you're one person doesn't. I mean, it's your story. I know, but you could share it.
I'm sorry, but
if you don't want to share, that's okay. It's pretty rude.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
See you, lady.
I'm still sleeping.
Isn't the irony there? If she really did hit him and killed him, she would have saved some lives.
That's true. Sounds to me like she's got a lot of guilt if she doesn't want to talk about it.
Actually, when was it? A lot of guilt.
Why wouldn't she talk about it?
Actually,
I think the scumbag's been busted.
Oh, Steve is not allowed to talk.
Well, what I was saying before she picked up, by the way, so
Stever!
Steve went to the hearing in the case where he was, said he couldn't use his arm, couldn't go up a ladder, so they filmed him putting up his Christmas lights.
Nice job, Steve.
And they had all these pictures and videos, and they put it as part of the legal proceeding. So they settled. The insurance company settled. It's a nuisance lawsuit.
After Steve showed them,
they still settled for $55,000, and he's pissed that he got any money at all.
Oh,
I'm kind of pissed. No, he's the worst. He's the worst.
Oh.
And they don't want to release the video, which I want Barbara to put the video out on YouTube. It would get way more hits than that French guy.
Barbara could make some money off the YouTube video. I wish I'd known that. I would have pointed it out to her.
Plus, she's got a personality I think a lot of people would like.
I bet you anything.
She's very endearing.
I bet he did a really shitty job putting up the lights too. He probably just threw a bunch like on the roof.
No, the house looks like a dump, doesn't it?
And he's an architecture guy.
I know, that's really strange. I mean, doesn't he keep his house? He doesn't keep it up at all. It looked like it was really
he can't keep it up. Yeah. I hate this guy. Besides the murders, I hate him. If we didn't know about the murders, we just knew all this other stuff.
Yeah, he's very hateable.
You mentioned, I don't know if this is the guy you're talking about. Nicholas was 24. They would cross the street every time they saw him because they didn't want to approach him.
Yeah, everybody was scared of him. It's amazing. Everyone knows these people are doing something wrong. It's just like all these child molesters.
Oh, yeah.
People always know.
Nobody wants to get involved, though.
It's amazing how often they joke about people like that because they know they're like that. And then, when it happens, nobody's surprised. I mean, occasionally, but not usually.
Here's another fun story from a neighbor. This neighbor went over to say hello to him. I don't know why he was saying hello while he was cutting wood.
Oh, probably hoping to see somebody tied up in there.
Jesus Christ. He responded with silence and just continued to chop the wood and stare at him.
Oh, the Halloween people, too. People went over there for Halloween just to see what they would give them and what kind of weirdness was going on. Yeah. But they were hoping to see somebody tied up.
They would always throw away the candy afterwards.
Now, this
wife made them.
This one's a reach. I think this person's just trying to get put into the New York Post for this story. Tara Alonso revealed that she had a disturbing run-in with him at Whole Foods. Right? She works at Whole Foods. And have you ever been to Whole Foods?
Yeah.
Okay, I maybe don't know this or you need to get that toddler who's really good at taking instructions to go with you because you can take like a piece of fruit for a kid. You're allowed to take a piece of fruit. And apparently this monster, Rex Heuermann, took 4 oranges.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, where they drop the kids off to like hang out. They have free fruit, and he took a bunch of oranges. I know.
And she said something to him, and he said, "If I was wearing a suit like I wear most days, you wouldn't be talking to me like this."
What a fucking
And then he strolled out of the store with his oranges.
If you were in a suit, I'd be even more surprised that you were stealing oranges, you fuck.
I hope they now go and take a look at the oranges.
Look at him. He thinks he's hot in that 3-piece suit. I think the 3-piece suit went out about 30 years ago, asshole. You're not hot anymore.
Why did he use that picture for? It's better than the selfies used.
Yeah, it's much better than those. Plus, he looks accomplished.
Get that at JCPenney?
It's not tailored very well, is it? Is it tailored very well? It's kind of loose down there.
It'd be hard to tailor anything for him. I would think slob.
6'6". That's a big suit.
Total load.
Jesus.
These poor family. And Rudy Giuliani showed up to his house yesterday. I don't know.
What
Well,
is
why?
up? What is up with that?
I don't know. TMZ has
Why didn't
pictures.
you go there with Billy Baldwin? That'd have been cool.
Well, maybe Giuliani.
Bloop, bloop.
I guess it's possible Giuliani worked with him if he's, working in the city and all these commissioners and stuff.
Wait, so what did Julie do? Just hang out in the driveway or something?
I'll read what TMZ wrote. The former New York City mayor rolled up in a vehicle to the Massapequa Park house of Rex Heuermann, where the police were crawling all over. So the police were there still.
So Rudy was looking to direct the police traffic, maybe.
Never stepping out of the car, Giuliani had a conversation with one officer inquiring, "How close can I get to the house?" It's unclear how the cop responded, and then he drove off.